Hi everyone, this is Leonora. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about cultivating states of consciousness and what I mean by that. So we often don't notice what our state of consciousness is, and we're often disconnected from it. But sort of as a metaphor, our state of consciousness may be changing and even degrading, and we might not even be noticing that. So for example, if you look in the mirror every day, it seems like you look the same. But if you see a photograph that was taken 10 years ago, you can notice that there's a difference. And noticing changes is really about being able to discern what's going on, and also about having a choice. It's only through noticing that you can choose. And so noticing at the energetic level is incredibly powerful and incredibly valuable. So one of the things that I found a good way of, working with our sovereignty and heart-centered sovereignty, which enables us to heal and integrate and unify and become whole, is rather than focus on just what's wrong, is actually to rewire our system and cultivate access to something that is closer and part of what we're here for, what is our true self. And so to give us contrast is really an enabling factor in how we can perceive and how we can see what we're often blind to. So at the simplest level, you can pick qualities that I feel, for example, are part of a field of grace. And the quality of grace might contain openness, a receptivity, an allowing, an acceptance. It might contain a quality of sincerity, a willingness. It might contain curiosity. So these are qualities that we can cultivate by noticing the vibrationary field of what each of those qualities provides us. And through connecting to that quality and embodying that connection, we're actually creating a resilience and a container that has access to these states of being more easily, more readily, and more availably when things get more challenging. So, the more you cultivate that state, the more easy it is to arrive there. And also the better you are resourced for when you are pulled into the darker states of consciousness through trauma, which can be hard to navigate, when we're in the dark without the lights on. So you can think of these states of being as the ability to turn on the light, and the practice of accessing them and turning on the light makes them more and more available to us. So the best way to do this is to include it as part of your practice. So I'm going to just talk about one quality, but you can do it with all qualities, and you can actually combine qualities, which is what I do. And I have this state that continues to evolve, which I call grace. So I'm going to talk about it just in the context of openness, using openness as an example of a state of being. So if I invite or even imagine what openness feels like, I'm going to start feeling the experience of that. Of course, I need to be aligned with doing this exercise, or else I'm just going to be closed and fighting with myself. So the first thing always is to prepare yourself to be on this journey of discovery and to be aligned and willing to have the experience of openness. So as I invite in whatever way, I can imagine openness, I could visualize myself in a big spacious field with a big blue sky. You can use any method that helps you feel openness. But the key thing is to actually feel it. So feeling it, the invitation when feeling it, is to feel it as the whole field of you. In fact, openness implies that you are here in the wholeness of you, open to all that is. So, you know, just inviting to be open to all that is also bringing you into a connection with certain qualities and properties in your field. So the idea here is really to explore what makes you feel open, noticing what openness feels like, and cultivating connection. So seeping into the experience of openness and actually not getting fixated on a place called openness, but rather an ongoing dynamic exploration of openness, which is changing in each moment. So you might think of it as opening, opening, opening. Yeah, and that in each moment you notice the opening. Yeah, and so openness is engaged with opening. I want to invite you to follow along with me in your felt sense into this place of openness. So once you feel openness, you can keep opening and expanding your field of openness to wherever you feel comfortable. At some point, you may feel that you reach an edge and that feels like enough for today. But somewhere along the process, I want to invite you to really consider that every experience that we have has a polarity. It's part of the qualities of resistance of an existence or a sense of self. Yeah. And one way to come in touch with this polarity is just to ask to notice the quality of what feels not open. So the polarity of open being not open. So noticing what is not open will navigate you to a different kind of experience and something that you might not have realized was even there. We're not checking into not open to make any judgments about it, but we're just checking in to feel a discernment between the openness that we've been cultivating and what is perhaps hidden from us, which we can experience through the doorway of exploring the contrast of what feels not open. So as we open both to openness and to its opposite polarity of not open, what we'll find is that there's an alchemical integration that becomes available just because we've seen those two polarities. Yeah. When you explore any side of a polarity and you feel both of them and the contrast between them, there's a natural alchemy that shapes itself without your help, that creates an integration and a unification. And the result in our example of working with openness is that your field of openness becomes more open and more stable because the part that was not open has been seen and met and felt and included, yes, and integrated and unified. And in so doing, you reach a deeper state or a more potent state where more of you is open. So you can keep exploring those polarities in the process of cultivating openness. And again, you can do this with whatever's on your list of qualities that you want to create. So, you know, some of my favorite like cornerstones to grace are sincerity, curiosity, and a willingness to become completely new, along with a willingness to meet the truth of the present moment. So enjoy your journey with your exploration of both polarity and cultivating states of consciousness. Thanks for listening. If you feel inclined to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and share the content that you feel aligned with. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.